Clock has started. Go ahead, train, shuffle up and deal.
Ed's currently sitting first place in the chip stack with 12,300 chips, followed closely behind by Bobby with 10,775. And in third place, Paul Moskowitz sits with 8,325.
And then in fourth, we have Max with 7,850. Fifth, we have Rudy with 7,400. Suited Dan with 5,500, and then Rob with 1,850.
Newman calls. Moskowitz checks his option.
Newman flopped top two here, or top and bottom.
Chris, I just want to make sure you unpause that, right?
Chris, you did unpause it, right? Yes, he did.
Okay,
Tony.
cool. All in, Rob Newman.
And then
1,550.
Rudy just got caught bluffing.
I'm going to show you that just because I got the same card. I got the exact same card.
Button moves to Rob Newman. Rudy to act first.
He had me crushed. I didn't have a spade draw. So.
That's what I was hoping.
If
I flopped two pair. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's folding. He doesn't have a spade draw. Because I just flopped two pair.
Wow, suited Dan folded suited cards. I think it's about the second time it's happened tonight.
Calls on the button. Calls.
Bobby checks his option.
I think Robert is looking for a place to move all in.
Bobby's got top pair here. Well, he just did the last hand.
Moskowitz bets 300.
He flopped top and bottom.
Calls three.
And Rudy bluffed at it, and Rob moved all in. Take the pot down.
Down to two players.
That's all they.
Moskowitz bets 300.
Bobby's still with top pair.
Call by Bobby Miller. Action on Moskowitz.
Check.
And
Both
Bobby
players
will
check.
Take it down
Jack
to
8.
the
Who plays
9.
Jack 8?
I think it's very hard to say if Bobby would make a call on the river if Paul bets again.
I do.
I said I should have free flop. I had two.
First act is Max.
I should have raised it, but I was like, eh. If I raise it enough, I'm going to be pot committed no matter what hits.
Bobby with ace king and not too much else going on here.
You just look at him cross-eyed.
Moskowitz calls 300.
Moskowitz looks like he wants to come out strong after break.
There's no other man I'd rather play with.
Raised to 700 by Bobby.
I see Paul calling here. Yeah, he's got position.
Two players.
I like the Paul. I like the play.
It's just very out of the ordinary for Paul.
I'm telling you, he's been doing it a lot.
With an overcard, they both seem to slow down a little bit.
Bobby Miller to act first.
Bobby will bet here.
950.
He's going to see bet just about every time.
Yep, 950 is the bet.
And against a player like Paul, you have to. If Paul doesn't hit 99% of the time, he will fold his cards.
This is where he has loosened up, but after the flop, he has goes back to playing that real tight. He'll see a lot more flops, but won't make plays at him.
Really? Yeah, I hear it all the time.
Because you're a good poker player, right?
Yeah, they're probably never gonna think
Man,
that
it
way.
sucks. 306.
Because you're a good poker player, right? You never lie. Always have it.
No, you shouldn't look.
Action is on suited Dan.
Suited Dan of fives. Max with an ace-10 on the big blind.
850.
850 bet.
Raises under the gun. Ed with a suited queen-9 could come in here. He's got enough chips to see a couple flops.
That's a hard
Gets
hand
away
to play
with it.
out of position, though. There's so many people to act behind
We
him.
have a call by Moskowitz.
Alien abduction or something?
Who took my ball away from me?
No pressure right now.
Call by Max. Looks like suited Dan's still in two.
This is more hands
Okay.
than he played in the first 3 weeks of last season.
Beautiful flop for suited Dan.
This could get good.
Heads up, and then they lose.
Checks around to Moskowitz.
Moskowitz with a bet here.
1500 bet.
Just call, Dan.
Dan does a little bit of Hollywooding. Doesn't want him to
it's
know
on
how
Max
strong he
right
is.
now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Max folds.
Suited Dan will call.
15
Now he's Hollywood. Don't do it.
All in by suited Dan.
Gets
And a call by
Insta called.
That's sad.
What? I can't. He didn't even think about that. For
Queen of
2
diamonds.
seconds.
3 of clubs.
Queen of diamonds, 3 of clubs.
Well, suited Dan will double up.
46.50.
Paul loses a considerable amount of chips there.
One black.
Probably about half his stack.
I think Paul regrets not thinking about that one at least a little bit anyway.
He hits top pair, and he definitely doesn't put suited Dan on being so strong. It's a good mask with suited Dan checking his set.
Can't only relish one hand.
Anytime you've only got one pair to call that quick is.
Action's on Ed.
I mean, I'm not saying it was he shouldn't have called, but I would have at least thought about it a little bit.
Calls.
Call by Newman.
Pushing.
This is where we see Paul drop back into his very tight play.
7 now.
Raised to 700 by Bobby Miller.
Call.
Call by Rudy. Suited Dan folds.
3 players to the flop. See if Robert makes the call. 2 players. I'm sorry, Robert does make the call from the third.
All of it.
Rob Newman all in.
Rob all in, and that'll absolutely take it down.
Miller folds.
Once again, I just don't understand
Rudy fold.
the donk bet there, leading out into the razor. Give them a chance to hang themselves.
Shuffle, shuffle, deal. Shuffle, shuffle, deal.
Button is on Max. Rob Newman to act first.
I think Paulie might get it all in here. Yeah,
Looks like there's going to be a lot of action.
and he's gonna get he's gonna get called.
He should get a caller.
How much is it? 925?
Yes, sir.
I think he'll absolutely.
Moskowitz all in 925.
All in behind.
Yeah, that's a good move there.
Rudy all in.
Isolate him so it doesn't cost you any more.
Oh.
25.
You definitely want to be heads up against an opponent. You
Yeah.
don't want to chase against 3 or 4 players.
Rudy did just raise it to 2,500.
It's going to be queens against ace king.
This is your classic race here.
Ace king versus queens. Moskowitz with the queens.
Well, there's no queens really. Of course, there's 2 9s. Yeah, of course.
King on the turn.
No, I had a ton of it in.
And Paul Moskowitz is down.
And that's all they wrote for Paul.
Don't forget your balls, Paul.
Walk of shame.
Your half nut, or half ball.
Don't forget to leave that stuff in your pocket either, honey.
These are the hands you want to see. However, you have to win races in order to win poker tournaments. There's not going to be a tournament you enter that you're not going to get into a race with somebody at some point, and you have to win those races.
Yeah, might not even show up.
He
till
was
7:30
pretty
next
nice
week.
to play today. For him to snap call King Jack.
I've never seen that all in my life.
Snap called me King Jack.
He thought you were bullshit. 7 now.
Bobby Miller raises to 700.
Bobby raises with the 3s. So what was your thinking there with the King Jack, Paul?
Sometimes it's hard to put somebody on flopping a set. I was trying to get a read on him. I thought he was making a move at that point. I felt real comfortable with my king kicker, and
do you regret not thinking about it for a while, though?
well, I've already thought about that.
Miller raises to
I don't
1150.
think I would have folded the hand.
Okay.
I felt pretty good about it.
Call by suited Dan.
Somebody flops a set, it's hard to put him on it.
Oh, I agree.
The players check.
If Dan would bet, he'd take this down. Yeah.
Pocket threes take it for Bobby Miller.
Now, at any point, Bob, you regret how you played in your hands.
I did good shot by flop over there, and I missed.
Well, of course, I wish I didn't get put all in on that hand.
Well,
And then to come up with the queens and just get beat with run into big stacks.
Action on
I
Rudy
sort of like
first.
that I was isolated on that.
Oh, yeah.
King hits. The cards didn't fall. I liked how I played tonight. There was a hand earlier against Ed that I felt that I was getting bluffed off that hand when I had pocket jacks.
yeah, you did.
Which I did, but it was very early, and I didn't want to.
Call by Newman.
It wasn't worth it for me to risk at that point. The way he called my pre-flop raise, I had to put him on a big hand, and
Well, in his defense, you bluffed him.
Newman takes it with the raise.
well, I know that, but hey, there were also a lot of chips. Everybody's well stacked out there. Newman was the only one that was short stacked, but obviously I was crippled after that hand against suited Dan.
Now, you seem to come out a lot more aggressive today. Was there any change in your game or any change in your mindset before you came into it thinking you wanted to play more hands?
I don't think I really played that aggressively. I did get in a bluff or two, which with these players, I mean, there's not a timid one in the bunch here. And the table, the playing came out aggressive from the beginning, which I knew it would. I tried to pick my spots. I don't have too many regrets really on how I played today, and I don't think even if I would have thought about that hand that suited Dan crippled me on, I don't think I would have played it differently. I really don't. For me to flop top pair with a really nice kicker,
1,300 bet by Ed Wurgler.
What's that?
Absolutely no shame.
I would have liked those queens to have held up. I think if I could have won that last hand and doubled up, I would have had something.
Rudy folds 8.
I would have had a chance to maybe make it somewhere. I would have had enough chips to play somewhere, but oh well.
I made note of you absolutely loosen your game up. Absolutely.
First act is suited
There's
Dan.
no way that I could play my normal game against this group. I've played against almost everybody in this group, very aggressive players, and I'm going to have to hold my own. But, one thing, I finished, what was this, 7th place tonight?
Yes.
I finished in 6th or 7th place in game 1 last season, and the season worked out okay.
Absolutely.
So.
And you just have to go back and look at how you played and how it played out and what you might have to change for next round.
Yes, that's what I will do. I will do that. It'll be interesting now. I didn't like
Miller
the fact
raises
that,
to 875.
Marco doubled up Bobby so soon because Bobby having chips is not a good thing.
Absolutely. Bobby's directly to your left, and he's a very aggressive player.
Call by Newman.
A lot with suited cards, a lot with big face cards. So it probably made your game rough, not knowing what to put him on when he made those raises.
Yeah.
Newman checks.
This could get interesting here.
Yeah.
13 now.
Bobby raises to 13.
I believe Robert is short stack in this.
Yeah. Rob's
Newman
out at
call.
the stage yet.
Check start. Next Sean Miller. All in for Miller.
I would love to see the call here. As short as he is with a pair and a flush draw, I would absolutely call.
He calls this stuff all the time.
You wouldn't know it by looking at his face, but he's absolutely ahead in this hand.
Well, he doesn't know he's ahead, but with having so many outs in such a short stack, I would not be ashamed to get it in here. This is a hand I would absolutely.
But he also knows Bobby can hit cards like crazy.
Newman folds.
Well,
I think that was probably a good fold, actually, because if he was trying to chase the spade was not going to help him at all.
well, no, but he had the 6 too. He was ahead with the pair. With the pair and the flush draw, I'm saying I would have went.
I think it is surprising they folded, but obviously it was an excellent fold.
Well, I don't know. He was.
If the spade hit. Okay.
No.
When it comes to short hands,
He was
I see
ahead.
Robert playing a
No,
lot.
if the spade hits on the
he
river,
didn't-
he's
well,
done.
Spade
Well,
hits.
you're
on
right.
The, on the
Yeah.
turn, guys. On the turn.
First
Robert
act will be
is
Ed.
ahead in that.
Yeah,
He's slight-
absolutely.
He's a slight favorite by about 11.
About 60-40, wasn't
Maybe
it?
about 18%, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was about 60-40.
61% there to win. Robert has a.
Rob Newman all in.
There, he's-
last in position.
He's all in pre-flop now.
See, now
What does he have?
he's got ace deuce.
Suited ace, all right.
As soon as they-
Corey's call, or
Would you
Rudy's
rather,
calling.
Well,
Rudy
what
calls?
I'm saying is, would you rather be all in with ace rag or with a
Pocket
pair and
eights
a
for
flush
Rudy.
draw? I mean, granted, he
Ace
didn't want to
deuce
hit
for
the flush draw, but-
Rob Newman.
He's,
This in his last
Suited.
He must have felt behind on that hand for Bobby.
Yeah.
we'll see if he sat on his horseshoe today.
Puts on his jacket.
So
He
it's
must not have hit.
Pocket 8s will take it down.
Robert makes his exit.
nines. Wow.
Blinds are 200,
All
400.
right, well, you guys are doing a good job. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thanks for stopping by. See you tomorrow
Having a
night.
call?
16 minutes left in the blinds.
Can stop by a little later, but
See you tomorrow night. Tony's.
Guys.
I know what's going on now.
Folds over to Max. Max folds.
tell us about your exit there, Rob?
Well, I shouldn't have been in that hand. I don't think I should have been in it early with that suited connectors, the spades, and then worst flop possible kept me in there because I had a four to the flush and just didn't want to risk everything there. And then
Well, you're
Now,
gonna,
when you don't
you're
risk
gonna hate
everything
this.
there, do you feel bad to know that you're actually ahead on the turn with the six?
Suited Dan bets
You're about
400.
60% favor.
oh, Jesus, because I hit that
Takes it
six.
down.
Because you hit the six.
He had a better flush draw.
That see, that almost made me stick. I'm like, I hit the six, and I've got $2,000 left. I might as well shove it in
It's
there.
definitely surprising to see that you have so many outs in that hand to play an ace deuce right after that.
Yeah, that was just pissed off. Frustration.
Yeah.
I hadn't had many hands tonight, and
This game, that's what we call tilt.
First act will be
Yeah.
Rudy.
plus I've never played with Bobby, so I wasn't sure how he plays.
Bobby is very aggressive. You'll find
We're
that
looking at
out.
4 pocket pairs.
Oh, this could be exciting.
4 to 5 players with pocket pairs at this
Holy
point.
cow. You don't see this very often.
Should make for a very
Raised to
interesting game.
1225 by Rudy.
If Max calls here, it
Max
definitely
calls.
presses both Dan and Bobby in with their players.
Go ahead, Mike.
Action on Dan.
Last time Dan had a pair this big, he shipped it with 10.
You usually don't hear
Call
that phrase
by
about
suited
Dan,
Dan.
a pair this big. but-
Next, I was trying to do it.
Ed lets it go.
He just flat?
So Dan makes the call even after
Bobby lets it go.
Who releases third best pair.
Got 3 players to the flop.
9-8 deuce board would make this very fun.
That's funny. I played in a tournament last night, and Mark, who got knocked out first tonight, the very first hand he played was set over set over set. He tripled up the very first hand.
No, this.
Rudy checks.
I see maybe the 8s and 9s playing a big
Max
pot.
bets 2,500.
Dan and Max both with gut shot straight draws.
A pair and a draw is a pretty good hand. I don't see Dan laying this down.
Is he shoving?
Yeah, absolutely.
All in for suited Dan.
Even if you're wrong and he's got an overpair, you got out.
Right.
Max calls.
I was gonna say Max has to call because he was pretty short.
Max has both 9s. 2 black 9s left for Max to win the hand. The board actually shows suited Dan is folding. Suited Dan is not folded.
It's okay. Looks like the 9s are going to win it. Suited Dan takes it
Dan
down.
takes it down.
Max has been winning. And then there were 4.
I think that hand pretty much played itself after the flop.
Didn't Bobby have the 5s there?
Probably did have the 5. In hindsight, Bobby Rivers is set for the win.
Is it right there?
Yeah, Rick, you have a pair too? That is very good. Small pair. Wow. Smaller than the board.
Go for it, guys.
Down to the button.
Smaller than the board.
No.
Crazy hand then.
200, 400 are the blinds. 12 minutes left in the blinds. First act will be suited Dan.
Go there, Max.
Max, we're all in the bathroom.
The throne is all yours.
All right, kids, have a good night.
All right, thanks, Rob.
Thanks for coming out, Rob.
Raise 9 now.
Raised to 900 by suited Dan.
So what are your thoughts with those 8s?
Rudy calls 900.
I thought I could have been good, but when Dan shoved, I thought he might have thought I was weak.
1,500 bet by Rudy.
Because if he thought I would have really had it,
Suited Dan
thought I
folds.
might have shoved there because I didn't really have a ton back with me. So
Now, you bet, it looked like you bet 22.5,
25.
2,500 out there. Did you get good value with that bet, or was it?
I kind of guess when I did bet that, I was pretty much pot committed at that point.
Ed to act first.
So if anything happened, I was pretty much going in.
So you have to make the play there. You're kind of committing yourself with that $2,500 bet.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I was more or less seeing if Dan was just gonna shove or fold right there.
And then ultimately you make the call.
Bobby raises to 800.
With the overpay.
900.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of thinking if he did call when he did shove, I was
Everybody
kind of
folds?
thinking he might have had ace king, ace queen, something like that.
I think you've dealt me 13 pocket pairs in 2 hours, 3 hours.
So what do you think was your downfall tonight? You started off pretty good.
Yeah, when I started playing, I think I called instead of
Action
raised
on
a couple
Bobby.
hands instead of just going with straight raises. And I mean, I like playing a range of hands, but I mean, I just kept getting so much stuff that was, Jack 3, Jack 5, 2-7, which, I mean, that's not something I really want to mess with too much. I mean, I didn't even have anything I could have even called with if I wanted to, so can't blame it all on the cards.
900 for Rudy to call.
The
And he does.
the ones that I
2 players.
the ones that I should have raised, I don't think I
Dealer
did.
button on Rudy.
Now, do you feel like you need to be aggressive against this field? Hearing some of their reputations, maybe.
I mean, all in all, knowing how they play.
2,500 bet by suited
I think
Dan.
it kind of ranges from person to person.
Rudy folds.
Bring them. Just bring pairs all night long.
Someone like Bobby or Dan, I play with them a lot, so I know how they play. If they raise pre-flop, you can, or if you slow play, you can almost always bet on them to make a continuation bet. I would say probably at least 3/4 of the time.
Rudy will act first.
Overall, though, I think being aggressive works the best, though.
Yeah, I think Bobby's C bets are more like 95%.
That's what I was thinking.
Call by Rudy.
But since I had Dan included on the field in there,
Yeah.
It's definitely anybody's game from seeing it from this angle at this point. All the playing
Ed
styles seem
folds.
to go together very well.
You like me as a did, Bobby.
2 players.
See a lot of mixed
Bobby to
stuff
act first.
between everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I guess I was wrong there. I thought he was raising blind. Yeah, I'm sorry. Bobby was big blind, so he put in a raise. Rudy did call. We see a flop.
There's Bobby with a continuation bet.
I don't think we've seen him not. If it's
1,800
check
bet
he's
by
the first one to act.
Bobby
I
Miller.
don't think we've seen him not bet. He's raised a hand.
especially with an up and down straight draw. No, you just got a
That's
gut
a gutter
shot.
baller, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
Even if he didn't even have that, he's
Bobby takes it down.
that's where he's really good at accumulating chips.
Four-handed, they definitely open up their ranges a lot more. And Bobby's starting with
Suited
a
Dan to act
wider
first.
range than most players at the table, I think. He's definitely not afraid to commit chips to the pot.
Shane, I got 3 take this down, but you'll go out for a drink.
No, and Bobby does play such a large range of hands. Unless you're really almost drawing to 2 undercards to the border, you don't really have a chance.
Raised to
of anything. You
1100
almost have to call
by
unless
Ed
it's
Wigler.
reasonable odds.
Boom!
Otherwise, you're
Shows
going to
nine.
so tight, you'll either
I've had him like 4 times.
you'll either just kill your stack or
I've found when I play Bobby,
Ed to act first.
I like to re-raise him a lot because I know he'll open a lot of hands.
yeah, Bobby will open a lot of hands. Especially when he's in position. If he's on the button, I mean, you could close your eyes and and have someone cover your ears and almost guess that he's going to call when it comes around, or raise when it comes around to him.
Where to go there? Oh.
Bobby on the button with an ace. I'm sure he's going to raise.
Raised to 1,300 by Bobby Miller.
800.
Oh, 800, I'm sorry. 2 times the big blind.
King 9 suited, he's going to defend.
If it's suited, he's going.
You should see a lot of play back and forth with these two, this short-handed.
Looks like Bobby flopped an ace.
So it looked like
I know it was a king, I'm sorry.
it almost looked like 2 aces.
King 2-5. Suited Dan leads out with 1,600.
Suited Dan got out 1,600 there.
See, once again,
I think he wants Bobby to think he's bluffing at it. And I think he's going to get what he wants here.
Raised to 3,500 by Bobby Miller. And a call by Suited Dan.
Suited Dan with the two-handed call.
3 of spades. Check by Suited Dan.
Now, Suited Dan shows a little bit of fear, trying to get Bobby to bet again.
9 of hearts on the river. 4,000 bet by Suited Dan.
I think you have to bet your hand at this point. Bobby's going to raise you again. If Bobby has anything, he definitely...
Looks like Bobby folded.
Dan hit the 2 pair on the river.
Smack me with my 9s, right?
Dan's putting together quite a bit of stack there.
Yeah, Dan's gonna use that stack too. When he has chips, he likes to use them.
Oh,
He's really gonna. I think he's really gonna start going a little wild here.
sometimes that
Action on Miller.
can hurt him though. I've seen him.
I'm not sure a ton of what Bobby has left.
800.
Bobby
Raised.
probably only has like 10,000.
Ed with a king 5 suited. Ed's played a pretty tight game today.
Call by Ed.
But it's definitely time to start opening up when you're 400, and you have to start making calls.
Just looking for that horseshoe that they say you got your ass.
Is that what you're saying in there?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Bobby flops bottom pair, but it's not a good flop for him.
That's not gonna stop Bobby from betting.
Oh, it's
900 bet by Bobby Miller.
Be great if Robert could close our door.
embedded deep.
Ed lets it go.
Bobby big. Yeah, small bush.
Blinds are 200, 400, 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in the blinds. Rudy to act first.
If we could get maybe an informal chip count, Tony.
Oh, sure.
Bobby's got about 12. Rudy's got about 6. Dan's sitting at about 15 to 20, and Ed's behind with right around 10.
Okay, so Rudy's on the short stack.
Raise to 12 now.
Nope.
It's our window.
All players fold. Ed takes down the pot.
We have the window open in here. That may create a draft.
Still chilly. Poking for hang on.
We definitely don't want Dan to stick,
Wow.
so we kind of have to keep it cool in here.
That's a good idea.
If you've ever seen Dan sweat, it's not a pretty sight.
Action on Dan. Calls 400.
He hadn't played a hand. He hadn't played a hand for a couple hands, so he's ready to go.
Ed folds. Miller calls.
Everybody with 4s here.
Rudy checks his option.
Case
And a 4
on the flop.
and the 4 hits.
600 bet by Bobby Miller. Raised to 1,500 by Rudy. Suited lets it go.
I think Bobby will let that go. Yeah.
Bobby folds.
I like folding that one.
Button moves. Ed to act first.
3 players in the hand, and 3 of them flop second pair.
I think the only way you win in that position is being Ed and not being in that hand.
Uh-oh. See if anybody gets out of line here, because Suited Dan got kings in the big blind.
Folds over to Rudy. Raised to 1,200 by Rudy.
Rudy raised it. Yeah, Suited Dan overplayed it.
Dan puts enough out to put Rudy all in.
Overplayed it.
Well, I think he allowed Rudy. He allows Rudy to raise there, so he gets about as many chips out of the small blind as he can. Shows the kings.
Yes, he's showing the kings.
Mine's alright.
I figured you would jam if they had 4.
Blinds are now up to 300, 600.
And Rudy asked the same question I was just thinking. Why didn't you let him hang himself?
Or I would have just like maybe a raise or something. But I mean, if I min it, I mean.
Bobby Miller back first.
Anyhow. I mean, if I double your bet, you're halfway your stack.
Bob?
Blinds are up next hand.
It's 12 now. Blinds are up this hand. So.
Bobby again a raise with an ace.
Horseshoe story still going back there?
I thought Ed might defend there with the suited king.
Somebody mentioned there's a horseshoe crammed up in the cavity.
Actually, Paul's still crying about falling out.
Moscow is
Yeah. And Max is still on the bathroom.
Max is in the bathroom. Max told me he was going to make me bust this round.
We had a very high fiber meal before the game, if anybody's curious.
Rudy folds.
Bobby with ace
Then
king.
+1.
1,300 is the bet by Suited Dan.
Raises.
Raises the button with an ace 6, and the big blind has ace king.
Bobby Miller raises to 3,000.
I think Suited Dan will let this go, yeah.
Suited Dan folds.
Can't even let me play around, huh, Bobby?
Come on, man. On the same page.
Just want to play around a little bit.
I like both plays, actually. Raising the ace, and then the ace king re-raising.
Bobby very confident in his play.
Suited Dan to act first.
That's one thing Bobby does not lack for is confidence.
Calls 6.
I think Corey's looking for a hand that he can play at this point.
Rudy checks.
Being the short stack. Rudy, actually, not Corey, I'm sorry.
2 players, Rudy to act first. Both players check. Suited Dan bets 1,400.
Rudy gives up the pair
Takes
of
it down.
threes. In that position, you may not even want to. You may want to save your blinds. King 3 is a very, very open hand. Not a hand I think I would play, but I think he played it out of the big blind.
Yeah,
so.
he was a big blind.
First to act, Ed Wigler.
I think we may get an all-in and a call here.
Ed just hasn't seen many hands in the past
I think
25, 35 minutes.
Rudy all in with an
right here
instant call
it
by
is,
Suited
an
Dan.
all-in and a call.
Suited in with a call with a pair of sevens. Another
Yeah, I go,
classic
oh,
race situation.
Dodge, let me dodge.
Rudy slightly ahead.
Jeez, sorry, really dodge.
Ace comes on the flop.
And a straight.
Nope. Nope.
45.
Looks like Rudy wins that hand.
We never saw the flop or anything back there.
Oh, really?
The video kind of goes a little choppy. Camera's switching back and forth.
Oh. Rudy did hit a straight.
Dan taking up too much of the camera.
Oh.
It was too fast. Oh. That was a big hand, too. Yeah. Everybody's going out. What happened? What happened?
Rudy, what's your last name?
Burton.
Burton.
I knew everybody else's size.
Another good hand here for Rudy
Rudy's
too.
got jacks.
Raise 12.
Bobby raises 1,200. All in for
9,000.
Rudy Burton. Suited folds. Ed folds. Bobby Miller folds.
There you go.
Rudy shows jacks.
Finally got a pair. Kind of hard to play there. Yeah.
Bob.
Button's going to be on suited Dan this time.
Rudy and suited folded. Ed raises 1,200.
Ed has not officially won this hand.
Miller calls.
Bobby will make a smooth call with an ace jack of spades.
It was bad enough you got the second 10 on the river, too.
I know, I see.
So if you missed on the third, you got the river.
1,600 bet by Ed Wurgler.
Yeah, I didn't like my watching. I didn't like my chances of dodging.
Now, Ed hasn't been in a lot of hands.
This is hard for Bobby to call.
With the extra
Just
draw.
for that fact, is he hasn't. You got to give him respect for having it. Yeah.
And he does. Every once in a while, you're liable to catch a hand.
Suited Dak first.
Oh, Paul, really?
Beautiful. He's
Oh,
so
big.
tight.
Yeah, I know. I played ready this morning in cash games.
He's so tight. He'd have been like, oh.
Well, we don't get to see what suited Dan had. Never showed up. There we go.
There we go. Suited Dan folds a queen 5 offsuit.
You know something
Bobby
about
calls.
my nose?
Rudy checks his option.
Maybe.
Rudy ahead with his pair of twos.
700.
Yeah, I'm betting he calls here.
22.
Wow, we've
Raised to 2,200.
Raising with bottom pair.
It's hard to let somebody continue bully you
Yeah.
the entire game. Sometimes even with bottom pair, you got to make a stand.
Bobby lets it go.
That's why I said I like to raise Bobby a lot when I get in hands with him. Doesn't always work. I still like to do it.
Nine minutes, 40 seconds left in the blind.
No, I hit 4. No, I hit 1.
So this is a hand Rudy will play.
What was that last time you and I was in a hand? Right. Check. 12. Nope.
Rudy with absolutely none of that decides to get out of the way.
Suited Dan does not make very many bets on the river without at least a decent pair. He's very willing to check it down when he doesn't have anything.
Suited Dan worked a very late night at the Gentleman's Club last night. You can see he's gone.
Oh, let's try and use one. Because he's a quality dealer.
First stack, Bobby Miller, who folds. Raised to 1,300 by Rudy Burton. 1,400.
Well, that should be enough to take it here. Nobody has anything.
Ed Burglar with the Doyle Branson. Takes it away.
Rudy takes it down.
I think we kind of need to give Ed a hoodie and have him put the hood up for that Unabomber look. Scruffy beard and dark sunglasses. Definitely has it going.
With a picture of Jennifer Tilly with him.
Yeah. Jennifer Tilly is the chip protector.
Oh, I thought you meant a real Unabomber he looked like.
Jennifer, if you're listening, it'd be nice to have you on the show.
Yes.
Guest appearance. You're more than welcome.
We could even do Chucky 6. Three players.
Ed protecting his small blind, checks dark. Ooh, beautiful flop.
800 bet by Suited Dan. Raised to 22 by Ed.
Bobby's got an open-ended straight draw. Dan's got second pair.
And Ed flops top pair with a queen with a weaker kicker. However, it looks good in this hand.
Bobby lets it go.
Well, check rating, don't you?
Yeah, Dan will be letting this go.
Nope,
No.
Dan calls.
Wow.
With a queen on the turn, that gives Ed the check for the win. Nothing Dan can do except lose money here.
That other queen might get Dan in trouble here.
2,500 bet by Ed.
No,
No, not at all.
because sometimes that'll get you in trouble because you don't.
I usually have a queen.
Dan puts him on his queen. And his
A little bit too late though.
Note to self, Ed's gonna handle check every time that he hits that board.
Come on, big guys.
Suited Dan to act first.
Your initials are STB. Suited Dan. I thought that all by myself.
Two players so far.
Good.
Rudy checks. Both players check. 600 bet by Suited Dan. Rudy Burton folds.
Suited Dan takes down the pot with a deuce. Sometimes you just can't be afraid to bet.
Well, Rudy's proven that if he'd have had something, he'd have been betting. He doesn't slow play very often.
First to act,
He's
Ed
got it,
Woodward.
He's betting and he's raising. see a
Action on Ed.
raise out of Bobby here.
Raise to 1,200.
And that ought to do it.
Everybody folds.
Blinds after blinds.
Same goes with Mr. Dan over there.
I've been quiet.
It's a power position there.
3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the blinds.
Maybe my 7 was.
Blinds are 300, 600.
Six to go, Bob.
Uh-oh. Suited Dan with an ace, Ed with queens, Bobby with
Raise to
King
1,200 by
Jack.
Bobby Miller.
Bobby under the gun raises to 1,200.
Suited calls.
I think Ed might just ship it here.
This might be a good spot for Ed to just smooth call. He's got a lot of chips. Very healthy stack.
Well, he did win. Yeah.
3,300.
He was
more.
short there for a while. I forgot he got some chips.
Ed does raise to 3,300 here with 2 players behind him. Bobby the initial raiser.
33 more, Bob.
I think both these guys will be letting this go.
Up, up.
Yep,
Yeah.
both players let it go.
That's a healthy raise.
3, 6.
Rudy Burton to act first.
Ed's
Wow.
starting to catch the cards.
Rudy's folding the ace four-handed without even thinking about it.
Min raise.
Ed raises to 12.
Oh, oh.
Miller folds. Button moves. Suited Dan to act first.
You can see part of Ed's tattoo on his arm. The rest of it just says Mom.
Bobby with the ace queen here.
1 minute left in the blinds. And then it's break time.
Does he try and get tricky here, or does he raise it up and just take it down?
Raise to 1,500 by Bobby Miller. Rudy folds. 44 seconds left in the blinds. Ed to act first.
That's where I sometimes try and get too tricky and get my butt kicked by like Jack 3 or something like that.
Ed folds.
Suited Dan with the ace and the big blind.
Bobby folds. Rudy calls.
See, I'd like to see a raise here from suited Dan.
Suited Dan checks his option. Raised to 1,200 by Rudy Burton.
So Dan lets
Suited
it
lets it go. And we're on break.
And break time.
We'll be back in 10 minutes.